Omniscience agent knows the actual outcome of its actions and can act accordingly. But omniscience is impossible in reality. So, what is omniscience agent? It knows what is the actual outcome of its action, whatever action it is performing. So, what is its actual outcome? It knows that before only, so that it will perform accordingly. So, when you cross the road, you take the sufficient measures to cross the road, yes or no? If you find any vehicle is coming with very high speed, you wait till that vehicle goes, then only you cross the road, yes or no? So like that, if you ignore that and if you cross the road, it will be danger, yes or no? Like that, the actual outcomes of its action will be known already. So accordingly, it will be acting. That is called omniscience. But omniscience is impossible in reality. Okay. So what is rationality here? The rationality maximizes expected outcome. What is the expected outcome? That only it will maximize. Where omniscience will be having actual outcome or actual performance will be maximized by the omniscience. Omniscience is nothing but perfection. It will be having perfection. Okay. So perfection maximizes actual performance, whereas rationality maximizes expected performance. So our definition of rationality does not require omniscience because the rationality depends upon the agent function. It depends on the table, yes or no? So that is why the rationality does not require omniscience because rational choice depends only on percept sequence to date. Okay, it depends only on the percept sequence. So whatever information we have given and what is its corresponding action we have tabulated. No? So based on that only it will be giving the output. Okay. So here the information gathering is important part of rationality. For rationality, information gathering is important. So in the definition of rationality, not only requires information gathering, but also it has to learn as much as possible from whatever it perceives. So rationality requires learning ability also. It should able to learn as much as possible from its percepts. That is called a rational agent. Okay. The agent's initial configuration could reflect some prior knowledge of the environment, but as the agent gains the experience, this may be modified and augmented. Initially, the agent will be having some prior knowledge. So, based on that prior knowledge, the agent will bring to environment. So, as agent gains the experience, what happens? This information, the knowledge, will be modified and it will be augmented. Now, if you take any successful agent, that split the task of computing agent function into three different periods. Agent function will be divided into three periods. What is the first period? So when agent is designed, some of the computations is done by its designer because the designer will be giving some knowledge to the agent. So some of the computations will be done by designer only. Okay. When agent is deliberating on its next action, agent does more computations. Okay. When agent bring to the environment, what happens? Due to experience, it is able to do some more computations. Initially, it will be whatever computations it is performing is the computations that are designed by the designer. When it is bring to the environment, it is gaining some knowledge, yes or no? That is why it is able to perform some more computations. And as it learns, because it is having learning ability, no, as it learns from the experience, it does even more computations. Okay, it is able to do some more computations uh, compared to the second stage, like that. So learning is a very important ability of agent. Now, to the extent that agent relies on prior knowledge of its designer rather than its own percept, we say that the agent lacks autonomy. Okay. When you say that the agent is non-autonomy, so when you say that agent is non-autonomy means that the agent action just depend on prior knowledge of designer rather than its own perception. Okay. So it is receiving some information on the environment, no? From the environment. No? So other than this, it is just depending on just what is the prior knowledge it is having. Based on that only, it is giving some actions. Then we say that the agent is non-autonomous. So to make the agent to be autonomous, we should learn, it should learn what it can do, compensate for partial or incorrect prior knowledge. So initially it is having partial knowledge as a no. So due to, since it is learning, it is having the ability to learn. So it become autonomous so that it can compensate for partial or incorrect prior knowledge. Okay, if there is incorrect prior knowledge, so it will compensate for that. For example, you take vacuum cleaning agent that cleans to foresee where, when additional dirt will be appear and will do better than that the one that does not. Okay, so since it is having learning ability, what happens? It is able to identify at what time, at what location the additional dirt will be having. So it is able to perform better than the one before. Okay, that is called learning ability. So it has become autonomous. Okay, so if it is simply following the instructions given by the designer, then it is not autonomous. It should have the learning ability. So based on learning ability, it is able to identify when additional dirt will appear, so in which locations it will appear, and it is able to clean it properly compared to the one which it was before. Okay, then we say that the system is autonomous. Okay, so artificial agent would be provided with some initial knowledge as well as ability to learn. So if you take any artificial intelligent agent, it will be having some initial knowledge as well as ability to learn. Since it has ability to learn, what happens? It will become autonomous. Okay. So after sufficient experience of its environment, the behavior of rational agent can become effectively independent of its prior knowledge. Since it is having ability to learn, what happens? Because of experience, what happens here? It is able to act independent of its prior knowledge. It does not require its prior knowledge because it is able to learn more than its prior knowledge. So the actions will be independent of its prior knowledge. Okay. So hence incorporating learning allows one to design a single rational agent that will succeed in vast variety of environment. So incorporating learning in incorporation, we have to incorporate learning into the agent so that it will be succeed in vast variety of environments. In different environments, it will be succeed. So what we have discussed here, we have discussed that the rational agent, whatever we have discussed, need not be omniscience, but it should able to learn from the environment. Okay, since it is learning from the environment, so that it becomes autonomous. Okay.